I didn't make any sort of concerted effort to come back to stand-up, as it were. I just got the itch again for some reason. I had a bit of free time one evening, and I thought, oh, I'll just go down to this little comedy club I knew and try it out, try something out, 5 minutes. And I kind of got the bug again. You know, it's a really interesting challenge, stand-up. It's unlike anything else. It's very direct. It's very immediate. You're sort of reminded of whether you can do it or not. With TV and films, you're very insulated. There's a big production team around you, loads of time and money and editing and multiple takes and things. With stand-up, it's you and them and the microphone. And so I think I just got this sort of, I like the challenge of it. I like the idea of building this act and that bit doesn't quite work. Well, why? And if I move it there, it's sort of an interesting conundrum, really. And that was the thing that sort of drew me back to it, really, the conundrum.
And the show's called Hello Ladies, so why did you land on that topic?
Well, I found that the thing I kept returning to in terms of talking, in terms of subject matter, was sort of romantic misfortune, love, sex, the pursuit of a mate. It's just something I find very, very funny. I think it's the thing I enjoy most when other people talk about it. It's the thing I like seeing in films. I love, if I see like a bad date in a movie, I love it. I think it's hysterical because I love the fact what the jeopardy is. Everyone understands what's at stake. If you sit down on a blind date, there's no way you want it to go badly. You want it to be the best night ever. So when it does, it's hilarious. And so then it just seemed like, well, what the main thing I'm going to be talking about here is romantic misfortune. And I started saying, in interviews and things, it's going to be about me searching for a wife. And then I started getting some weird letters from women with sort of love CVs in them, why it didn't work out with their previous boyfriend, why it might work out with us. Here's a photo of me with some friends. And then I just started getting a bit unnerved by that. So I decided to, it's not really the search for a wife, it's more a discussion on why I failed to find a wife.
Right. And I've heard that you don't mention Ricky or Carl much in the stand-up, so was that a deliberate decision?
Well, it occurred to me that Ricky and Carl are sort of elephants in the room that people are thinking about. It's in their thoughts. So I sort of address it in a roundabout way. But in a way, it's simply to deal with that and then get on with just talking about other stuff, really. Because I did stand up years ago before I even met them. So it doesn't feel to me like I'm sort of cashing in on my notoriety with them. It's more a return to something I did before.
And you wrote a brilliant piece in The Guardian a while back about being a teenage geek. So do you still consider yourself to be a geek?
No, I don't consider myself to be a geek anymore because, as I think I said in that article, the world is now fascinated by geek stuff. All the stuff I was into as a kid, Doctor Who, science fiction, comic books, superhero movies, computers, all that stuff is the most popular stuff in the world now. You can't move for Harry Potter crap, or Lord of the Rings, or bloody Superman movies, or superhero films of any kind. Everyone's on their phones constantly confused. What app have you got? It's the geekiest, everything is geek central. I'm not interested in any of it. I'm reading books aimed at adults. I'm watching films meant for men. Not all this constantly harping on about, look at this, it's an original Star Wars t-shirt. Is it? I saw it when it came out, mate.
Having now done your stand-up tour, could you ever see yourself taking on a comedy project solo and writing solo?
Yes, I think it seems as though, because I've worked mainly with Ricky, that sort of I'm that I only work with him, and that's sort of that I can't survive without him, And much as I like working with him, and that's what we've just done a new project together. I've always been of the opinion that. Well, he's always threatened to sort of retire after every project. He's older than me. I mean, I'd be very surprised if he's got much more life in him, really. I don't mean he's going to drop dead. I just mean in terms of career, he's getting very lazy. Well, he's not. It's not true. He's not lazy. But anyway, I just get the impression he's going to retire at some point, and so I need to be able to survive, on my own.